Hello, Fountain Valley. I am Maggie Lee, Fountain Valley City Manager. Thank you for joining me for what I hope to be relevant and timely update on things that matter to us most as residents and staff of the City of Fountain Valley. During this monthly video series, we will cover a variety of important topics relevant to our city as we move forward together. This month, we will cover the topic of short-term rentals, and I have invited Deputy City Manager, Community Development Director, Omar Dadaboy, to answer frequently asked questions and concerns we are hearing in the community. Hi, Omar. Welcome and thank you for being the first guest of the newly created City Manager Monthly Update. So can you tell us about what is short-term rentals?
Yeah, so thank you, Maggie. Appreciate it. Short-term rentals is an issue that's come up in the community quite recently.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, short-term rentals, or STRs as we call them for short, are homes or portions of homes that are rented out for 30 days or less at a time. Typically, what you'll see is you'll find these on certain hosting websites that people are familiar with, like Airbnb and VRBO.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know how many STR we have currently in the city?
Yeah, so at our peak, we were at about 250 or more, and we've come down since we started enforcement.
Okay. And what are STR permitted in Fountain Valley?
No, they've never been permitted. The city council, because of the growth in short-term rentals, adopted a new law, or an ordinance as we call it, that did a few things. One, it explicitly states that short-term rentals are not permitted in the city. It also even bans the advertisement of short-term rentals. Right. So if you put them on websites, that would be considered illegal, and we could issue a citation for that. And then also it increased the fines. And so the first fine now is $1,500. The second offense would be $3,000. And then the third and subsequent offenses would be $5,000 each.
Yeah, that's definitely substantial, and we don't want to go down that path.
No, not at
all. What has your department been doing to enforce city regulation?
Yeah, so we know this is an impactful thing that's been happening in our community, that neighbors are very concerned. Right. We've heard that during the public meetings that we've held on short-term rentals, and so we've done our best to expedite the enforcement of this issue. And so the first thing we do as code enforcement is collect evidence, and so we need to find out where all of the short-term rentals are in the city. Right. Residents have told us where they believe they're operating, so we've taken that information. We've collected some more as well, but also we need to collect evidence. And so, if we tell somebody that we believe they're operating a short-term rental, we need to have evidence behind it. And so we've been collecting that evidence over the last couple of months, and we've sent out letters to all the folks that we believe are operating short-term rentals currently, and asked them to cease and desist from operating. Right. And moving forward, we hope that they will.
Yeah. So, it's definitely a process, right?
Yes.
And so I think a lot of our residents don't realize, the level of work that is involved behind the scene. And so, we appreciate your department, taking a lead on this and making sure that, we are moving forward with the new regulations, so forth, that is set by our elected official. Have you seen any decrease in STR since the city began enforcement?
Yes, we have. So like I said, we peaked at around 250 or more. We believe that number has come down somewhere south of 200, and we're appreciative that they have been removed from the list of short-term rentals. However, we continue to monitor the situation, ensure that, because it's pretty easy to put on your home onto a website and take it off, and so we continually monitor the situation to see if new homes come on operating as short-term rentals, and so we continue to work and make sure that we gain compliance.
Right. And, currently from an operation standpoint, the city only has one code enforcement officer. In addition to that, we have at least 160 plus active code enforcement that is currently being managed by this code enforcement officer. Is that correct?
Yes, so they have a pretty heavy workload already. This has probably doubled their workload, but we are adding some resources internally to assist with that process, and hopefully we're going through the process of adding another code enforcement officer soon, and so hopefully they will be able to assist in this process.
That sounds good. What happens if an STR operator does not comply with the city regulations?
So as I said, they could receive fines from the city. We don't like to go down that road, but we could issue citations and fines. Ultimately, if we don't gain compliance, then we would turn over the evidence into the city attorney's office and then ask them to prosecute and bring those operators into compliance with city regulations.
Okay, sounds good. What should a resident do to report a possible STR they believe is operating in their neighborhood?
Yeah. So please, if you know of an STR operating in your neighborhood, we like to check it against our database. So you can go to our website, fountainvalley.org. On the left-hand side, you'll find a quick link to the short-term rental page. You can go there, you'll find more information, and then there's a link to a short form you can fill out to let us know that there's a short-term rental operating in your neighborhood. If you prefer to call us, you can reach us at 714-593-4444 and just leave the information there, and then we'll look into it.
Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you again next month to cover an entirely different topic. Until then, stay safe and stay engaged with our community.